here today to talk to you about our mobile assistance solution that we created for youth with lupus. So systemic lupus erythematosus is the most common type of lupus. It occurs in approximately 1 in 1,000 Canadians. So this disease, lupus, is a chronic multi-system disease in which your immune system starts to go hyperactive and attack the healthy cells in your body. That's just a very simplistic explanation of the disease. So more specifically, with adolescents, approximately 20% of all lupus patients are diagnosed at a younger age. So these teenagers, young adults, adolescents suffer from many symptoms. They can range from fever, headaches, joint pain, hair loss. This is just to mention a few. It also occurs in different areas of their bodies. So after we sat down with a lupus patient and a clinician, we realized very quickly that no one patient is exactly like the other. And this was very important when we were creating our app design. So why mHealth? Well, we know that adolescents are attached to their cell phones. I know I was. Texting, they're very tech savvy and they can adopt technology very quickly. So we decided, why not leverage this opportunity? So let's put ourselves in the shoes of the user. Let's take Susie, for example. She's a typical 15-year-old high school student. She loves intramural soccer. She's very social and she texts a lot. So she was diagnosed with lupus approximately a year ago, at which point in time she downloaded our app called Loop. So here she receives a notification saying, hey Susie, it's time to loop in. She's pretty used to seeing these type of notifications on her phone because she also receives notifications for her medications and to remind her about her doctor's appointments. So she decides to loop in. Obviously, because there is a lot of personal information, she has her personal code to enter into her application, which is called Loop. So upon entering, she is greeted by her home page. Her home page consists of her Loop. So starting with the top left corner, we have My Health Passport. This was actually based on the model developed by Sick Kids Hospital, who brought us this challenge. This is a paper document, traditionally, that is kept in the teen's pocket that has all of their pertinent diagnostic information, keeping them in touch with their personal symptoms and treatment plan. So we decided to include this in our application. We'll go more into details regarding the badges and challenges later on, but she can also access her appointments and her contact list. So today she decides that she wants to enter in her daily information, which is in her log on the bottom left-hand corner. So when she clicks her log, she sees this agenda view, which shows her not only past information, but gives her the opportunity to click on the pencil on the top right and enter in today's information. So we created a questionnaire type of screen where she can enter information regarding her medications and her symptoms. So here she decides to add that she had a mild fever and a rash. But then she remembers that every time she goes to the doctor, she can't describe what this rash is. So she decides to add a quick snap picture of what this rash looks like and to tag this onto her daily log. She can also answer questions regarding her diet, how she's feeling, how she slept, and her energy levels. Here it's really important, the mood piece is really important because we know a lot of adolescents deal with depression, they feel isolated, and we want to make sure that they're engaged with themselves and they can share this with their clinical support team. So when she clicks save, she receives this message. Our application is smart. There's an algorithm there that can detect that she entered 4 consecutive days of fever, and we're signaling to her that maybe you should communicate this with somebody, perhaps a parent or her physician. This is a really important piece. We don't want to force Susie to do anything. She's 15, she can start taking care of herself, so she can make this decision. So she says, yes, I'd like to do this. She has a few different options, and she says, I don't want to do this right now, but I'd like to append this to my future appointment and have this discussion face-to-face. So this takes us into the appointment piece. So if you remember when we first logged in, on the bottom left-hand corner, there was an appointment journal. So you can go into there and select which appointment it is you want to attach this information to. So here she can select how much data she wants to attach, whether it's 1 week, 2 months, 3 months. In this case, she's curious about the 1 week timeline. So not only can she append that, but she can also append a note. So we want the adolescent to be proactive. Think about your condition, go to your doctor with some questions. This is in line with how Sick Kids build their transitional program. So transition from pediatric care to adult care. So now next time she comes into this appointment log, she'll be able to see this notification. Now Joanna's going to talk to you more about the social piece.
So, Susie is actually a keener. She hasn't been in school for the last 4 days. So what happens is that she starts to feel a little down and she's looking for some support. So she heads into the community section, which is called Loop In. So here she starts a discussion. She can also add a picture, or she can go to the search function for pertinent information. So she starts a discussion, and already she has 1 like and 1 comment. What else she can do in the Loop In section is actually to see what the looper has provided. Now, who is a looper, you might ask? The looper acts as a navigator or as a big brother or sister who volunteers her time to moderate the chat room and the discussion forum. They also provide psychosocial support, and they also provide, facilitate conversations, not only on the condition, but on things such as school or other concerns that teenagers may have. Susie is also interested and curious about how lupus can affect her period. So she goes to the search function where she can actually search up information and go into information on looper announcements such as discussion forum, the information that's pulled from the Lupus Foundation of America, and other different discussions in the forum as well. So she finds a thread, she posts a note on the discussion board, and then she gets this pleasant surprise. It's a badge. It's a badge for the curious mind. Here is actually rewarding her for her proactive behavior in engaging in the social community. We also have other challenges as well, such as lifestyle tips. Here they can provide information, in the lifestyle tips challenges, they actually provide, the app actually gives the lifestyle tip or the challenge to the user. For instance, maybe next time when you go to your doctor's appointment, try going by yourself, and then a few days later, this prompt will show up again and ask if you had actually went to the appointment by yourself or not. This is actually related to the transition piece of Good to Go ITSA Kids. So she was wondering how many conversations she actually engaged in the last month. So she went to the trends section, and here you can see that there's a lot of different statistics in the trends section. Instead of providing a XY graph, it was actually provided in a very interesting infographic where she can see information on her mood, her diet, her physical activity, etc. This allows for self-awareness for the user to be empowered and to take action on her condition. So, what does Loop provide for us? So first of all, as I said, there's awareness. To further that, there's education, as there's information that's coming from the looper and in discussion forums and the RSS feed. And there's also self-management, as it provides the user to go track her symptoms and log her information. There's a social interaction and supporting piece where the user can actually engage in the community, the Loop-In community, and also communicate with her doctor and parents as well. And finally, it's fun. There's the badges and challenges piece to our application, and this provides a little bit of a stickiness to the user. So, I'm pretty sure all of us remember when we were adolescents or when we were 15. I remember when I was 15, I just wanted to see my friends, talk to my friends, and not really involve my parents too much in my health. So our application pushes for that. It allows for the user to speak with their community and provide information to their parents when necessary, and provide information to their clinical team when necessary as well. Our application pushes the patient to be more empowered to self-manage their condition, and they are an integral part of their loop. Thank you very much.